Hey Gold Digger, Kimberly Olson back for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. Today we're going to talk about smart sampling. Should you be sampling? And if you are, how to make the most of your investment and your time to be able to sample your prospects and let them have a little taste of what your products are all about. So we're going to look at the pros and cons. I'm going to give you some cool strategies, and depending on your company that you're with, you get a bonus training where you can see exactly how I make samples myself and how they're cute and fun, and people really look forward to them. So stay tuned. So when it comes to sampling, I definitely have heavily sampled in the past. I don't as much anymore because I don't need to with the company that I'm with. However, there are a lot of companies where it really is part of the model, okay? So if it is part of what you do, you can absolutely sample smartly. The key is you wanna make sure you are strategic about it, you're thinking about it, and you're able to track your ROI. Where ROI is return on investment. So what we want to ask ourselves is it worth my time? Is it worth the money I'm spending on the samples to sample people? So some companies have a sampling program where the prospect can click the link, put their information in, maybe pay $5 for shipping or whatever, and the company takes care of it. If that's the case, utilize that program. That is a no-brainer, okay? Because the neat thing is with the sample, then people have that kind of low point of entry to go ahead and start to decide. And if you have a good product, you want them to sample it because they fall in love with it. They want more of it, right? So that's a slam dunk. Most companies don't have that. So if they don't have that, you either need to make up your own samples or it's going to cost you money, okay? So we just think, oh, it's a sample, it's $5, $10, 15, 20, no big deal. Well, when you're sampling a lot of people, it can add up. I actually spent way too much money on samples last year because that was kind of the model that I was following. And yes, I got customers from it. Yes, I think that it was probably worth it, but I spent so much money that I think that it wasn't wise to just blindly go into it. So what I did partway through, because you know me, I'm always gonna start thinking about the business side of it. I started charging for samples because I heard this really great training. I think it was Rachel Jackson did it. If you don't know who she is, she's crushing her network marketing business. I think it was her. And she was talking about, she charges $20 for samples because she said, look, how many times have you said you take a sample or you sent a sample out and you know that the person they're probably not even going to try it, right? I think that's the biggest heartache that we all face. We're just like, oh my gosh, I took the time to assemble it, because a lot of times you have to make it up yourself. And I will give you a tutorial on that if you need to do that. Or you just have to have that expense for it. And you're like, really? They're not even going to use it. So there's no guarantee. But so she said, I found that when people have some skin in the game, they are way more likely to try the product. And I was like, that totally makes sense. The perceived value goes up because they have an investment. So I started charging for samples, and I absolutely was sending less samples because less people were saying, yeah, I'll pay for it, because the other people weren't serious. So if you are going to sample and it's not a part of your program, I would recommend experimenting with charging for samples. So what we did, the company I was with at the time when I did this, we did, you could do a 5-day, 7-day, or 10-day supply is what we came up with. And so we just used PayPal for it. We set it up where people could just choose that amount and pay for it. You could even just have them, if you go to PayPal, you can do paypal.me/your username. And when you send that link, people can click it and it opens up PayPal and says, would you like to send this person money? So you don't even need to set up any special buttons. Just tell them, maybe make a graphic and say, okay, if you want to get this many days of the samples, it's this much money. Go ahead and here's the PayPal link, send that over, and then give me your mailing address and I'll drop those in the mail for you. So you will have less samples going out, but the people who actually pay you the money, they are going to be more invested. And here's the kicker. The people who spend the money, what you can say is, by the way, if you fall in love with these products, which I'm sure you will, I will apply that money that you've already paid towards your first order. So you can give them an incentive if you want to. And that way, psychologically, they're like, oh, I have nothing to lose, okay? Now, if you have a type of company where you have a good money back guarantee, like a 30-day, and people can return it even if they use the products, it's opened, and there's no restocking fees, or they only get half back, any of that that shenanigans. But they open it, they use it, they don't love it, right? They try it for 2 weeks, the bottle's half gone, and they're not loving it. Because a lot of you are in health and wellness or use plant-based products. They don't work overnight sometimes because they're plant-based. It's natural. It's not using chemicals and drugs and all those things. So it can take longer for people to see a result. So if they use it for 2 weeks and they don't see anything and they're like, this isn't working, I want to return it, then they can send it back and get a full refund. I would discourage sampling at that point, okay? Because it is so expensive. It really is. If you add up how much it costs to send out samples, I mean, of course, depending on your company, if your company has the program, it's a little bit easier, but it's expensive, okay? So let's say you make a sale for $100 and you get 20% commission. You're gonna make $20 on that order. If it cost you maybe $15, $20 to send that sample out, you didn't really make very much money off that sale. However, I also like to view it as, yes, that's true, but I can kind of think of it as a promotional advertising expense because I needed to get this person on this product to have repeat sales from them. And I'm banking on the fact that those customers, when they're happy, they're going to refer me to others, right? And maybe they'll host an online event, do a referral post for me, be able to maybe do the business at some point. So one of my girlfriends I sampled when I was with a hair care company, I sampled her and she loved the product so much that she became a customer. She did a post on her Facebook of updating everyone, like, here's week 1 results. Look at how shiny my hair is. If you want to know what it is, let me know. People went crazy. And the cool thing was she got she referred 4 customers when she did that post. Of course, I took care of everything for her. And I was like, hey, you've got four referral customers. That's awesome. You get some product credit. And she was super pumped. And then she decided to do the business and she ended up being one of my top people because of the sample. So samples can be great, but if it is expensive or your company has a great money back guarantee, tell people. The reason why we don't sample is because you're probably not going to see the results in 5 days of using this product, especially if it's like weight loss or something, or anything like that, or repopulating your gut health. You might not notice something within the first few days. So the reason why we don't sample is because you need longer on it to see the results of it. So we have 30 days for you to try the product and make sure you love it. And you can use the whole thing. It can be empty and you can return it and get your money back. So that's why we don't sample. So there's no risk for you to go ahead and try it. Do you want to go ahead and put that order in? So I am currently with a company where I've not sampled once and I have hundreds of customers. So you absolutely do not need to sample, but if you're going to sample, I would be smart about it, okay? So if it's expensive for you to send that product out, or it's time consuming and you just don't have a lot of time, then I would definitely charge people for it. The other thing is I had someone take over putting all my samples together. I was doing it myself for the first 9 months and it was ridiculous. I would have 20 samples to go out because I would just wait and I would do them all at once. And I would literally spend hours and hours and hours putting the samples together. And there's actually a video below. I'll include that for you. And it's a sampling video on how to assemble samples. So if you have to kind of take product and put it together yourself, it's showing you, and the cutest packaging. You can get that 12 by 12 fun paper that you can get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and you fold it up into an envelope and you put the samples in there. Depending on what the samples are that you have to send, it's so cute. People get really excited over it. Okay, so I'll put that in the description below. So I hope that helps to help you be smarter with your sampling. Let me know below if you sample. Let me know if you're going to try this, try charging or just do away with sampling completely. And if you like this video, which I'm sure you do, and I hope you do, hit the subscribe button. If you hit the bell, you'll actually get notified when I release new trainings, which is every week. Throw this in your stories and tag me over on Instagram at the Gold Digger Girl, and I'll give you a special shout out. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.